I am in the nation's capital, Wellington. Beautiful sunny day, not windy at all. And I am going to be taking a car, a Tesla Model 3, all the way from the nation's capital to Auckland City. Now, it's not 2009 anymore. We know electric cars can go long distance. The question is, how easy is it? And I'm gonna find out. All right, so the car's already telling me where I should go. And in just under 3 hours from now, I should stop. Supposedly, it recommends getting a top-up at Mangaweka. Alright, now I should point out that this is not my car, this is a rented car from Go Rentals. There may be some bias because I do like electric cars and the process has been pretty painless. I used their app to enter in all my details, I made the reservation, and that's it. I checked in and the car's ready to collect. I just rocked on up and they gave me the keys. That's it. I didn't have to fill out any forms or anything. That made it a pleasant surprise. So already Go Rentals service seems to be, a step above my last car rental experience.
And the Go Rentals app also lets you control functions on the car remotely.
On this journey, I also want to compare an electric car to the other methods that you can get to Wellington or to Auckland or vice versa. I want to compare it to planes, trains and automobiles without John Candy and see how it compares time-wise, cost-wise, comfort-wise. The only thing I need to do first of all is get out of Wellington. Here we go, we're off, let's go.
I'd soon escaped Wellington Central to get this trip underway. The plan, according to the car's onboard route planner, was to make the approximately 9-hour journey with 2 recharge stops. One in Mangaweka and another in Taupo. But first I needed to climb the many hills in the newly opened transmission gully.
Now I had hoped that maybe I'd be able to do Wellington to Taupo on one charge. You'd think that would be possible because it's only 300 and something kilometers and the car can theoretically do 490 k's per charge, but it says we're going to need to stop there and we'll have 24% charge remaining. When it comes to these cars, the Tesla Model 3, the standard range does 491 k's per charge, but those seem to be California kilometers. That's if it's nice and flat and warm and calm and the driving is peaceful. Not crazy New Zealand conditions. So let's see what happens.
Though obviously your range is affected by your driving style, the terrain, your speed, and I had the heater going the whole day too.
Although one thing I don't have is range anxiety. I don't have even a little bit. I'm not even slightly concerned. My only concern is how inconvenient it's going to be. I'm not worried about range at all. That's saying something. That means that we're really progressing. One of my favorite things about Teslas is how much gadgetry they have, and it's all really smart stuff as well. For example, you've got this massive touchscreen display which is showing you everything that's going on in the car, but you've got voice commands as well. So if you're worried about taking your eyes off the road to adjust the heater or do navigation, you can all use voice commands, and I love this. For example, increase cabin temperature. There we go. Temperature increased by 1.5 degrees. Oh, already my backside is warming up. That is great. There's a whole raft of voice commands. In fact, the internet has put together a sheet filled with all the different voice commands you can say. And oh wow, it's got a back heater as well. Oh, that's nice, because for some reason I'm wearing shorts because in Auckland it's summer, but in Wellington it is very much not summer. But that's just one little teaser of the stuff you can do. You can adjust Spotify, you can adjust navigation, you can adjust the seat controls, you can open the boot, you can open the front boot, all that stuff and a whole lot more. It's a really intuitive car and it has cell phone charging spaces right here in your line of vision, and it even fits my weirdly shaped Doogie S98 phone. It actually fits in there, and it has wireless charging. Look at that. Charging by itself. I do love autopilot. And if you're interested in buying one of these cars, or even interested in renting one with Go Rentals, you want to know what you're in for, then check out the Tesla Model 3 review I did. It's really thorough. I go through all the gadgetry, I put the car through its paces, I take it for a good road trip. I even improve the ride quality, which admittedly is quite firm, by adding about 50 kilograms of potatoes. Did a before and after comparison. That's worth a laugh if you're interested in the Tesla Model 3. Also did a review just recently on the Tesla Model Y, which is basically a Tesla Model 3 with a bit more room. It handles just as well, it's got all the gadgetry. Worth checking out that review also. And if you're interested in perhaps trying before you buy, then maybe the Go Rental service could be right up your street, because then you could just borrow one of these cars for a day or 5, really get the hang of it, see if you have any range anxiety, see if it works for you in terms of comfort and acceleration, and then hand it back. So it'll give you much more of a feel for the car than you would on a half-hour test drive with Tesla.
But enough talking about the car for now, as I was getting closer to my first stop, which was a good thing.
All right, we're just leaving the small town of Foxton in the lower North Island, and now we continue north. We are about an hour and 9 minutes away from Mangaweka, which is good because I did have a cup of coffee earlier this morning, and it is beginning to look for an exit. So it's a good thing that they've got a cafe there right next to the charger, so I can get a cup of coffee, a bite to eat because I haven't eaten yet, and get some electricity while I'm eating. So that's good. No inconvenience yet because I'm going to be stopping soon anyway, so may as well charge up while I'm stopped.
And soon enough, I was pulling into my first stop, which was 217 kilometres north of where I started at the Go Rentals pickup spot at Wellington Airport. Sure, I needed to stop anyway, but would I end up waiting around for the car to charge? Only one way to find out.
Now let's go see how easy this is to use. And as usual, there is no line for the Tesla chargers. I've never been to a Tesla charger with there being a line or having to wait. They're designed for you to back in. So it says an estimated charge time, it says of 25 minutes. Okay, so we can see the hole has been opened, and we take the high power charger plug, which is the top one, and you plug it in, and the car does the rest. All right, so it's 25%. It is now beginning to charge, and it'll show the price of the charging session. I'm not going to talk anymore because there is a toilet waiting for me. We can build electric cars with bigger batteries, why can't we build bigger bladders?
The car said it needed 25 minutes of charging, and I was concerned that would be an inconvenience, but it actually ended up being the exact amount of time needed for me to take a toilet stop, grab a coffee and a bite to eat.
Okay, I'm all tanked up and charged up, hopefully the car is as well. Actually, I was just speaking to the person in the cafe asking if these Tesla chargers have increased business, and they said yes it has, so there you go. Electric cars helping the local community. All right, so what are we doing charge-wise? Oh, good lord, okay, I should have eaten quicker. It's 100% already. Far out, whoops. All right, let's hit the road. Okay, next stop is the Taupo Supercharger. That's 2 hours and 3 minutes away. That's a pretty smooth drive. And now I have coffee inside me and one of the best muffins I've ever had. What is this place called? Duke's Roadhouse. Recommended. Definitely recommended. All right, cruise control is on. Now we can settle in for a drive, and we have 2 hours and 3 minutes to go. So far, this has not been an inconvenience at all. I said at the start of the video that I have a bias, and that is very true. I love electric cars, but that's not always been the case. I've had 28 cars in my life. Yes, I know I have a problem, and almost all of those have been internal combustion. It wasn't until I discovered electric cars that I suddenly just lost interest in my former passion, and now electric is it, because it's better. And I can understand if you've never driven an electric car, these words won't really resonate with you, it just won't make sense. It's not until you actually sit behind the wheel of an electric car that you'll actually get to experience the accelerations better. It's crisper, it's sharper, it's faster, it's so much cheaper and more comfortable and quiet. Statistically, scientifically proven, electric car drivers arrive to their destinations calmer than combustion drivers. I guess another way to explain it would be that if you've only ever driven combustion cars your life, that's all you know. It's like if you've only eaten salad all your life, that's all you know. And there can be some really good salads, to be fair. There are some great salads out there. But then imagine one day you discover handmade Italian pizza. Oh, could you go back to only eating salad? Basically, this is pizza, but somehow a healthy, cheaper pizza that's cleaner and better for you. Yeah, until I come up with a better analogy, I'm going with that. All right, 1 hour, 59 minutes to go.
At this point, my advice to you is go and test drive an electric car to experience what it is I'm rabbiting on about. And as you now know, Go Rentals lets you hire them if you want to take one for a day or 3 to really get a feel for it. Just be warned, you're likely to bring it home. But now it's back to the road trip, which had just reached Desert Road.
I guess I probably should stop sightseeing and just get on with the journey, but I mean, look at this. I had to pull over for this. Let's get a better shot. Ooh, it's windy. We're on the desert road, and there is Mount Ruapehu, and there is Mount Ngarahoe, or if any foreigners are watching that is Mount Doom from Lord of the Rings. I've actually been stopped here for about 10 minutes now, uploading pictures to Facebook and taking selfies and doing this little video. and I really should just get back into driving because we are wasting valuable time. All right, let's get us moving again. Good to go. Right now we're about 800 meters above sea level, and interestingly on the screen it's showing that preconditioning battery for fast charging. So the closer we get to Taupo, the more it's preconditioning the battery to make sure it charges as fast as possible. And we'll be there in 1 hour and 10 minutes. Well, the good news is that's Lake Taupo. We are only about 20 kilometers away from Lake Taupo from the superchargers. The downside is that we are crawling. We are about 30 to 40 minutes behind where I thought we would be simply because of traffic, trucks and roadworks. It is taking an eternity, so I can't blame the car for this. Good news, we have made it to Taupo and we have survived. We are a little bit behind schedule thanks to trucks and roadworks, but I'm guessing this is us. Oh no, that one there, that's us. Oh yeah, I see the sign for electric vehicle charging. Yeah, a little bit behind schedule, but better late than never. Oh, there we go, Tesla Superchargers. Let's go plug in and grab some electricity. All right, same story as before. Plug it in, the car does the rest. It is now charging at 125 kilowatts, 127 kilowatts. It's almost 1,000 kilometers an hour it's charging at. That's pretty impressive. And we already have 52% charge, so we don't actually need much to get to Auckland. Okay, it says we have 10 minutes remaining to continue the trip, but I suspect that this is going to be like the previous place we were at, where it says we need 20 minutes. We really only needed 5 to 10, if that. So I'm just going to charge for 5 minutes and carry on. And all this does is give me a little bit of time to tell you about the electricity that is feeding into this car right now. At 970 kilometers an hour it's charging at. That is viciously fast. The power that is supplied to this supercharger and all superchargers from Tesla in New Zealand is from Ecotricity. It is 100% wind, hydro and solar, nothing else. In fact, it is carbon zero certified. I mean, guaranteed clean power, 100% renewable. No other power company has it, only Ecotricity. And there's something else that's pretty cool. Check this out. Go Rentals themselves use Ecotricity, so they're all right in my book. And for EV owners, here's another reason to join Ecotricity. They provide New Zealand's cheapest off-peak carbon zero certified electricity. If you sign up to Ecotricity's EcoSaver plan, you'll get off-peak pricing all weekend. Yes, the entire weekend, as well as at certain times during the day, Monday to Friday. Weekday off-peak times vary throughout the country, but charging your EV off-peak means you'll save up to 40% on your power bill. So join the good fight, slash your carbon output, save a bucket load of money and get yourself some green cred, all at ecotricity.co.nz. And I can't believe how fast the stops have been for this car. I've only stopped twice in this journey, and both times were for human needs. I needed something to eat, something to drink, and to use the bathroom. That's all I've stopped for. Every minute that I've been stopped has been productive and I've been charging. To the point where I have not had any inconvenience at all, not a single bit. And also I have no range anxiety, not at all. And I've had some pretty bad range anxiety with electric cars and long distance drives in the past. Many years ago, I took my little Mitsubishi i-MiEV, or Peugeot Ion as it was called, and I took that from the border of Austria all the way across the Slovak Republic, snaking up and around the mountains to Ukraine, where I spent the night there, and then did the exact same journey all the way back to cross the finish line, across the border where I started in Austria. That was like 1,200 kilometers, stopped about 16 times to recharge, and during those times there was a lot of just sitting in the car, waiting, daydreaming, wondering, bored. Not this time. This time, every minute I was not driving the car, it was productive. It was charging while I was doing something amazing. This is the future. It's amazing how far we've come in just, I did that road trip, 7 years ago? And now look how far we've come in that time. Amazing. All right, cruise control is set to 100. We are on our way to Auckland. It's been a piece of cake. And now that I've got the Go Rentals app on my phone, I'm thinking that I could use a cheap runabout electric car for all my around town driving, which is what most drives are. They're less than 30 k's a day. And then when I want to go long distance, I could just book one of these things. Still cheaper than booking a gas car, and it's clean. How can you say no? How can you go wrong? There are no downsides.
Yep, I was impressed at the difference just a few years had made in terms of electric cars, but the journey was by no means over yet. Now, I've driven the distance between Auckland and Taupo before in an Ioniq 5, so I know it's possible to do it on one charge.
We're now on the final stretch, back to Auckland City, and that's it. Job's done. And then we'll tally up how much electricity I used, how long it was, and then we'll compare it to other methods of transport.
Yep, that's coming soon, but as I was zipping along the expressway, cleanly and quietly, I encountered a phenomenon seemingly from the X-Files.
I don't know if you can see this, but we're just north of Mercer, and there is smoke all over the motorway, but no obvious sign of it. And what's interesting is that the air filters in the Tesla Model 3 are so good that you can drive through smoke like this without it affecting you. Without it getting into your lungs. I can only just smell a hint. And like that, it's gone. Where did it come from? What was that all about?
But just like crop circles, this mystery was quickly solved.
Wait a minute. I know what it is. It's that vehicle in front. Oh, no, I can't see. I can't see. You guys are brave. I'm not driving into smoke I can't see. The heck's wrong with you? Bloody hell. Oh, mate. I think your combustion truck has had it. I'm off. See ya. I'm in an electric car. No time for that stuff.
And after 9.5 hours, though now I know I could have done it in 9, I was back in the big smoke.
And we're back in Auckland. I'm just about home. I apologise for the horrific light aimed at my face, but it's so you can see me. That was a very educational journey. It took longer because, one, I had a lot of traffic, a lot of trucks, a lot of roadworks, so many stops for roadworks, and of course I also did some sightseeing. Lesson learned, you can do that journey in just 2 stops, and those 2 stops weren't time wasted. I wasn't sitting around doing nothing either of those 2 times. I was busy working, eating, drinking, or using the bathroom. So there you go, there you have it, and now it is time for a wrap-up.
To compare pricing for the same journey with a family of 4, the Go Rentals Tesla Model 3 comes in at $196, though this price can vary due to demand, and I used $42 worth of supercharging, though you can drop off the car with only 20% charge left if you want. To hire a petrol car of a similar size with similar specs and performance would set you back around $170 a day, plus of course 2 tanks of petrol because you gotta give it back with a full tank, which would cost you around $400 plus extra to offset your carbon emissions. Another option is taking a good old-fashioned bus, which comes in at around $300 for a family of 4. The only problem is that you're looking at around 12 hours stuck in your seat plus those carbon emissions. What about a plane? Well, flying is the fastest, but to take a plane with a family of 4 plus a suitcase, you're looking at around $780 plus extra fees to cover the very high carbon output. Or to take a train, well, there's not really a regular passenger service anymore, only a tourist service, which means tourist prices at $744 for 2 adults and 2 kids excluding buying carbon credits. So in terms of bang for buck, comfort, convenience, getting to stop wherever you like, and overall lowest cost, the Go Rentals Tesla Model 3 is the surprising winner overall. And the Tesla Supercharger network is carbon zero. And honestly, considering how effortless the whole pickup and drop-off experience was, these guys now have me as a customer, so well done, Go Rentals.